Thank you for joining the HOSA Fall Webinar 2017. We'll be getting started in just a few minutes. For those of you just joining, thank you for coming to our HOSA chat for this fall. We'll be starting in just a few minutes. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us for the fall HOSA talk. We're very excited to have you all join in with us virtually, and some of your executive council members are here along with me, and we're going to introduce ourselves, and then we're going to get this webinar started for you. So I'll start off. My name is Sarah Fleischman. I'm currently serving as the president-elect, and this year I'm most excited to see all of our different levels of HOSA, so our middle schoolers, our secondary, and our post-secondary collegiate members all come together and work together for the following year ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Joey Greenstein, your Central Region Vice President, and I'm super excited to meet everyone at your individual state conferences and to see how HOSA is around the country.
Hi everyone, my name is Olivia Data and I'm your Eastern Region Vice President, and one thing I'm really looking forward to is seeing everyone compete at this year's International Leadership Conference and see you guys broaden your network even more.
Hi everyone, my name is Leanna Trung and I am your Post-Secondary Collegiate Board Representative. What I'm looking forward to most this year is watching the Post-Secondary Collegiate Division grow around the globe.
Awesome. Well, we're going to get things started off by doing a little ILC recap. So at the 2017 International Leadership Conference held in Orlando, Florida, we had 10,128 attendees, and that totaled to 7,446 competitors in over 57 competitive events. We also had 83 expo exhibitors, and our keynote speaker was Josh Sundquist. And if you're not familiar with Josh, you have to look him up after this. He's an American Paralympian, a best-selling author, and a great motivational speaker. In total, for scholarship money, HOSA was able to provide its members with over $300,000. So definitely keep this in mind for the upcoming year when you're applying to HOSA scholarships through STEM Premier. Coming up, make sure that you're starting to study for your competitive events because ILC 2018 is just around the corner. It's never too early to begin preparing. Again, the 2018 International Leadership Conference will be in Dallas, Texas from June 27th to June 30th. And again, as many of you all already know, our theme for this year is Create Your Future. And there are lots of ways that you'll be able to incorporate this into your daily lives and in your chapters. Every step you take in this organization is ultimately going to help you to achieve your your dream and your career goals. So definitely keep this in mind and be smart and take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way so you're able to adequately create the future that you intend to. And now Joey will go over the Washington Leadership Academy.
Thank you, Sarah. This past September, many state leaders and state officers had the opportunity to come to Washington, D.C. to participate in the 11th Annual Washington Leadership Academy. And it was a fantastic time. First of all, thank you to everyone who came and participated. Without your attendance and participation, WLA would never be able to happen. This year at WLA, our theme was emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability for a person to recognize their emotions, understand how their feelings make them act, and control the expression of emotion for good. People with a high emotional intelligence are typically better leaders because of their ability to discern emotions from actions. I challenge all of you to take a deeper look into emotional intelligence and apply it to being a better leader than ever before. Outside of our emotional intelligence and leadership curriculum, we went around learning about Washington, D.C.'s rich history. Taking twilight tours and going to view and learn about the monuments in Washington, D.C., as well as learning about the different aspects of the health industry, taking industry tours around Washington, D.C., as well as having a wreath laying at Arlington National Cemetery, where at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Last, but certainly not least, we were able to go advocate for HOSA-Future health professionals to our representatives in Congress on the Hill. We also had the great honor and privilege of having fantastic speakers, Brigadier General Jill K. Ferris and Rear Admiral Sylvia Trent Adams. We even honored Rear Admiral Sylvia Trent Adams with the HOSA Role Model of the Year Award. So, thank you to our speakers who came out. I would now like to pass it off to Olivia, who's going to discuss our National Service Project.
Before Olivia speaks, I just want to let everyone know that you can use the chat feature to the right to ask questions, and we'll be answering them at the end. Go ahead, Olivia.
So this year's service project is National Alliance on Mental Illness. And together, we want to raise awareness and both pop and freeze the stigma surrounding mental illness. We see the person, not the illness. So let's first talk about popping the stigma. This is where a fundraiser where you can take a balloon, write a mental health stigma on it, and pop the balloon as a symbolic way of popping the stigma around mental health. Another fundraising idea is freezing the stigma, where you can sell popsicles as a symbolic reference to freezing the stigma around mental health. These are some great ideas introduced by Texas and California HOSA to advocate and raise money and awareness for NAMI. Another awareness opportunity is to attend NAMI walks, where you can sign up online on namiwalk.org. These are amazing fundraising and volunteering opportunities that you can present at your school and in your classes. So make sure to check out nami.org to find out more ways that you can create an impact. So now let's take it on with Leanna.
All right, so your executive council is going to continue the HOSA e-magazines. Now, if you haven't heard of the HOSA e-magazine, go to hosa.org/e-magazine. This is our e-magazine archive, and here you can see all past e-magazines, and this is also where we will be uploading future e-magazines. So please do check out hosa.org/e-magazine. This year, we will be releasing 3 seasonal e-magazines, including a special e-magazine. There will be one for the fall, winter, spring, and a special one in May. These e-magazines will have 8 categories, which are a section for middle school HOSA, our new division, a section for HOSA 101, and this is for anyone who needs a refresher or for those new to HOSA-Future health professionals. We have a section on career exploration, and this will help broaden your healthcare interests. We have a section for healthcare around the globe. It's really important to stay up to date on healthcare events, and this is your little dose. We have a section for advice from past national officers, which will help you learn more about their leadership stories, and you can take away lessons from what they have learned. We have a section for strengthening the connection, which teaches you how to network better and advocate for yourself and for HOSA. And lastly, the last section we have, which is my personal favorite, is getting creative. Now, if you draw, write, make little comics, anything creative, we would love if you would send your HOSA humor our way to any of the Executive Council members. If you're wondering how you can send that to us, go ahead and check out HOSA.org and go to the Executive Council tag. There you can see all 8 of us and our emails attached to our pictures. So please do submit any of your items along our way. Speaking of sending items along our way, this e-magazine is meant for you. So please, if you have any chapter spotlights or any activities that you are doing, let us know about your story because we want to showcase you. So if any of this sounds interesting and you're thinking about submitting things, grab a pen and pencil or write down these important dates. Unfortunately, the fall deadline to submit items for the fall e-magazine has already passed, but don't worry, there's still plenty of time to submit items for the winter e-magazine. The deadline for the winter e-magazine is December 15th. Again, that is December 15th. For the spring e-magazine, the deadline is March 15th, 2018. And for the special edition, that deadline is going to be May 1st, 2018. Again, we want to showcase your achievements, and this is a great medium through which everyone can learn from one another. So please do check out the e-magazine and help us build it. Now I'm going to pass it off to Joey for membership goals.
So this year, our membership goal is 225,000. So we definitely need to push membership throughout our schools and have as many people joining HOSA as we possibly can, because we really want to hit this goal, and it will be fantastic if we can all come together and really push the limit. So how do you think we can get our members engaged at the local level to get more people in? So some things include community service projects where your HOSA chapter will come in and do guest speakers as well. But a big part of HOSA is the competitive events. You can have your HOSA chapter come in all together and practice your competitive events, as well as a big part of what HOSA is, leadership development. As a HOSA chapter, you can all develop each other's leadership abilities by teaching and putting on different functions to better yourselves as leader in the future. Also, throwback to WLA, where we took industry tours to different places in the healthcare field, you can also go on different healthcare field trips to different facilities in the industry, which would also be great to supplement gaining new members in HOSA, because field trips are a lot of fun. Also, be friends with the people in HOSA. Hang out with them, have social events at school, and make sure to do the National Service Project with your HOSA group. Another thing that can be spread. One thing that I want to bring to everyone's attention is the Barbara James Service Award. This is very important to recognize HOSA members' service all throughout the country and world. So with the Barbara James Service Award, we have 3 levels of recognition. You have the bronze level, which is 100 to 174.9 approved hours. The silver level, which is 175 to 249.9 approved hours. And your gold level, which is over 250 approved community service hours. If you want to learn more about any of the competitive events and the Barbara James Service Award, please check out the guidelines on the HOSA website at www.hosa.org/guidelines. I'm now going to pass it off to Olivia to talk about STEM Premier, our awesome HOSA scholarship thing.
So STEM Premier aids in identifying career pathways and help educators in recruiting top talent to their schools and employers in developing a stable, continuous talent pipeline. HOSA uses STEM Premier as a means of submitting internship applications, scholarship applications, and to submit competitive event content. Events including job-seeking skills, research persuasive writing and speaking, public service announcement, clinical specialty, health career photography, medical innovation, and MRC partnership. STEM Premier also helps in using for student eligibility forms as well. So now how can you guys sign up? Go to www.stempremier.com/HOSA. So once again, www.stempremier.com/HOSA. You can also, then you would click the Start Your Free Profile button and create your account. All HOSA scholarships will be managed through STEM Premier. HOSA members must have a STEM Premier account and apply within the application for scholarships. So now let's take it to Leanna, who can discuss fall conferences.
Okay, we might be having some technical difficulties on Leanna's side. She's on the West Coast, so we'll get her situated and I'll carry on with fall conferences. So again, make sure for the fall conferences, make sure to contact your state advisor, to email HOSA headquarters to have an executive council member attend your state conferences, especially with state conferences coming up along the way. Again, we're available to speak at your opening and closing ceremonies. And we're also available to teach workshops, and especially we really want to gear our workshops towards NAMI and also public speaking. So we're available to talk about any of those items. An additional item is that fall conferences are a great opportunity to learn more about what your state has to offer for this year and connect with the different members in your state, especially if your state is large, small. It gives you a chance to really network. Additionally, these conferences are a great way for you to grow and redefine yourself as leaders, as future health professionals as well, so you're able to create your future adequately. Okay. Okay. All right. So now we're going to turn it over a little bit and we're going to talk about some social media. Again, please follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and like our Facebook page if you haven't done so already. Just by tuning in virtually, I can see you guys are all very tech savvy. And as always, please check out our website, www.hosa.org, for updates and information throughout the year. And again, if you participate in any of our challenges, such as Pop the Stigma or Freeze the Stigma, make sure to tag HOSA with a hashtag. And social media is really the best way to stay updated, especially in this day and age. So definitely get involved, utilize social media in your local chapters at your state level, and make sure that everyone is interconnected in that way. And again, this is a quick way you can also connect with anyone on the Executive Council as well as members across the world. Okay, and that concludes what the Executive Council has to share with you. Now we'd like to hear from you all. So again, please submit your questions and we'll be happy to answer any of them. And first shout out is to Paul from Oxford, Alabama. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay. All right, and I see we have the first question. The first question is Catherine from Delaware, and Olivia, I think this is a perfect question for you.
All right, so Catherine from Delaware asked, what advice can you give on elevator speeches? And I think the best advice that I can give you on elevator speeches is rehearsing in front of a mirror and also recording yourself. So you want to have your elevator speech practiced and written beforehand. And by practicing in front of a mirror, you can be aware of your hand gestures and your eye contact, so it'll be much easier on stage. And also recording yourself can also help you with your pace, so you know that you're slowing down or if you're talking too fast. So these two techniques are some things that I also use to help promote and also encourage on doing a better job with your elevator speech. So hopefully that helps.
All right, and our second question is, what community services have we participated in as an Executive Council? I can start off if you guys would like. You guys are fine with that. I've participated in a lot of walks, a lot of heart walks through the American Heart Association. Through NAMI, I've also done different fairs, so a lot of health fairs as well. And that can, you have vendors from the local community, you really get people involved. And I found that health fairs, fall festivals, it's that time of year, just getting people involved in your local community and understanding what HOSA is and what we pride ourselves in is a great way that you can get the community involved in your local chapter.
Personally, for me, my biggest community service project that I've been involved in is something called Phoenix Society, which is for burn survivors and kind of assisting them in their recovery at the hospital, which gives a really great look in how hospitals work and the clinical side of medicine, as well as how to really live after a tragedy like that. And helping people through that has been incredibly rewarding.
All right, so our third question is, what has been your favorite part of being a national officer? So I'm gonna go ahead and go first and answer this. I feel that my favorite part about being a national officer so far is being able to see what goes on behind the scenes of HOSA-Future health professionals. There's really a great staff and board that helps make HOSA run smoothly, and I'm really excited to see how that works and to be a part of it.
My favorite part of being a national officer is definitely networking with all the members and state officers we got to meet throughout our journey. Definitely at WLA, I saw a lot of familiar faces from last year, but it was really great seeing a lot of new members and them keeping in touch and telling us what their plans are for their state and their school, and also all the plans and excitement they have for upcoming events as well. So it's great keeping in touch with so many new and amazing dedicated HOSA members.
For me personally, getting real feedback from the things that we're teaching at WLA and different curriculums that we're going to be spreading throughout the state conferences is by far the most rewarding part of being an executive council member, because I get to see how we're impacting people positively and how they can spread that information to their local chapters and teach it further to further develop their leadership skills as well.
And kind of summarizing up with what Olivia, Joey, and Leanna had said, you know, it's really rewarding to sit back and kind of see that the growth of the organization has come so far. And, you know, starting off as a local chapter member, you know, we're really able to understand what you all are going through and, you know, some of the challenges you might face, some of the triumphs you might have. So I think now from an executive council point of view, it's really enlightening for me and all the other members on the council just to see, you know, the growth and the continued passion that our members have, and you're just to continue to spread that while we go to your state conferences and while we see you all at WLA and then at ILC this year. So we're just really excited to have you all join us today, and I think this shows.
All right, the next question is from Jim Van Allen from Florida, and he wants to have some advice on running for state office, which is a great question to ask. I think my biggest advice for running for state office is definitely being genuine and true to yourself. You'll be amongst a lot of other candidates who are also as like you interviewing and giving speeches, and you just want to be as honest and genuine to yourself, not trying to be someone else. And by being honest, everyone's getting a true depiction of who you are as a leader, and that's what you really want to portray when you're running or being a candidate for sure.
Just like Olivia said, it's super important to be a genuine candidate, but I feel that one piece of advice that should definitely help you out is to practice. Make sure you have your candidacy speech prepared, make sure you are practicing it and getting it down pat. It's really important to be genuine, but alongside the technical side, you really want to be prepared for that little run that you're about to do.
And just following up on that, I think also when you're running for state office, that's definitely a really nerve-wracking experience. I think we can all kind of agree. The first time, you know, we ran for state office, it was definitely scary. And I know from a personal stance, first time I ran for state office, I wasn't able to achieve that goal. And, you know, I think, you know, even if the first time doesn't work out, if you run a second time or even a third time, you know, I think that constant perseverance and encouragement, you know, really speaks volumes. So again, like Olivia said, be true to yourself, be genuine. Definitely know what your stance is and what you feel about this organization. And, you know, I think that'll definitely drive you forward for sure.
Catherine from Delaware asks, how do you live stream through YouTube? So I can go in detail on this, but a better way would just be to email one of the executive council members and we'll email you details on how to perform your own live stream in the future. Just to add on to something running for state office, it would be fantastic to attend HOSA University at ILC or Washington Leadership Academy, two things that are very crucial to a HOSA's leadership development.
Thank you to Mariah from Florida for that sweet comment. Thank you so much. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us at our HOSA talk for this fall. We're really looking forward to seeing you all in 2018 in Dallas, Texas at the International Leadership Conference. I know I'm definitely looking forward to being able to travel to Texas and to meet all of our members from around the globe as we meet in Texas. It'll be my first time in Texas, so that's a fun fact. I'm really excited to see all the different competitors and, just continue to see, HOSA as an organization grow and meet in such a great place.
I'm really looking forward to the awesome leadership development through HOSA University that we get to do, and getting to really develop people's leadership qualities is something that is invaluable to me, because being a leader is so important to me and is an important skill to pass on to others as well.
Just like Sarah, it will be my first time in Texas as well, so I'm super excited to head over and check out the scene. What I'm looking forward to most at ILC will be seeing everyone compete and excelling, and seeing everyone on that stage holding their little award. I'm super excited to have you all be there and compete.
Yes, definitely. ILC is probably my favorite event of the year. So I'm really looking forward to seeing all the members be super excited and definitely take advantage of this moment, because you're going to be surrounded by thousands of members across the nation, across internationally. And you want to take advantage of that and grow your network and keep in contact with all these amazing people.
All right, and we have one last question before we end, and that is from Miguel, and he asks, what is HOSA University? So HOSA University is actually a great leadership training program that HOSA offers at the ILC. And you're able to network with other either local leaders or other state officers, and you're able to just really build your skill development, and you get really valuable lessons in leadership training, and you're able to bring this back to your membership, and hopefully this will help you in the future when you're acting as a leader, or serving as a leader, or even serving as a chapter officer or a member in HOSA. Great question, by the way. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this HOSA chat, and definitely look forward to our upcoming chats. Definitely stay tuned with us on social media. And with that, we also just want to let you know that this is being recorded, so you'll be able to view it later on YouTube or share it with your friends, perhaps share it on social media. And yeah, we'd be glad to, have you guys share this, and, hopefully this is a valuable webinar for you all to join. Thank you again, and have a wonderful night.